Hi again, everybody. I'm Ken Welch, and welcome to another week of football this week. And there was certainly lots of football. And front and center, standing in the spotlight, was the Rocket. Raghib Ismail, the Toronto Argos multi-million-dollar man, finally made his much-awaited professional debut. Came Thursday night against the Hamilton Ticats, and as you'll see, it was much more than just a football game. The stars came out at Skydome. Argo owners Bruce McNall, Wayne Gretzky, and John Candy. The national anthem was sung by the Jeff Healey Band. And at halftime, the fans were on their feet for the Blues Brothers, featuring Dan Aykroyd.
Come on, baby, don't you wanna go to that same old place, sweet home Chicago?
It was fun, but the bottom line for Bruce McNall and the Argonauts, to bring the fans back for more of this, well, Rocket Ismail has to perform. And from the opening kickoff, it was evident that this 21-year-old Notre Dame product was ready for prime time. It was only a 13-yard gain on the opening kickoff, but it was something special. But the moment the crowd of 41,000 was waiting for came in the second quarter.
Simmons is back there, takes the ball at the 30-yard line. They run the reverse with the Rocket. But there is a penalty flag.
That's a long field, man. God, I was out there like, woo, this one is long. No, but I think that as the season goes on and the more acclimated I get to the game and everything, it's gonna work out really well for us. Sometimes it was like I'd be out there do my thing, and I just knew that any other game I'd be able to do a lot better. But it was just great just to be able to get everything the first time out, you know, get everything over it. Nice crowd, you know, everybody was enthusiastic about it. I felt like I was just like I said, I was just so, wasn't myself, you know. But I mean, it was situations where I knew that, you know, once this is kind of like that hump you have to get over, and once this would be over, you know, then you be able to just calm down, relax, take it down 1,000, and be able to roll next week.
The Rocket did everything but score in his first game of the CFL, 213 combined yards. But the league had better beware. With the Rocket in orbit and with stars like Darrell K. Smith, Pinball Clemens, Matt Dunnigan, and Ricky Foggy, well, the Argos will be hard to beat. And just think, no blackout in the Toronto area, so the folks watching at home might even be persuaded to come out to a ball game now and then. That's the whole idea behind Bruce McNall wanting the blackout lifted. Well, the same night Rocket made his debut at Skydome, pay-per-view TV was debuting in bars and living rooms across Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan cable companies estimate that more than 3,000 took in the game between the Riders and the Calgary Stampeders.
The Riders, the CFL, and Cable Regina have reached an agreement to carry the Riders game in Calgary July the 18th through Cable's home theater network. And if this venture proves to be successful, the Riders game in Winnipeg later on in the season may also be televised. That, too, is not on the network's sched. Now, TV is a major marketing tool for the league and a major source of revenue, but the CFL has had problems putting a decent network package together. Riders president and league chairman Phil Kershaw believes pay-per-view may be the answer, and this is an ideal opportunity to find out.
But the TV market now in Canada is changing, and unfortunately is changing in what for us is a fairly difficult manner, as it has for the National Hockey League and as it has for other sports properties. So perhaps the concept of pay-per-view is something that professional sports leagues, not only the CFL, but the NFL, Major League Baseball, National Hockey League, it's something that may become a going trend. And unless we get out and do some actual real test marketing with a real product that people can phone in and order and see what kind of use factor we have, we're really not going to know whether it's viable or not.
There are also 4 home games which will not be telecast from Taylor Field, but they would have been blacked out here anyway. Still, Kershaw said the club might look at making one of them available on pay-per-view if the circumstances are right.
What we're prepared to do is we're prepared to look at if we have strong pre-sale for a game, we're prepared to look at the opportunity to allow that game to be shown on home theater across the province. And if it's strong enough, perhaps even in commercial establishments.
Under new legislation passed by the federal government, heavy fines will be in store for those who try to pirate the TV signals. But commercial establishments and clubs can purchase the games for $10 a seat. The price for home viewers is listed at $19.95, $24.95 on game day.
Welcome back, everybody. And we told you last week about the facelift performed on the Hamilton Tiger Cats. The new look, all the rookies. Just on the defense alone, there are 5 freshmen. Although it's hard to think of cornerback Horace Irvin as a rookie, because the Florida native has a world of experience. As in World League of American Football, the 24-year-old Irvin will be able to tell his grandkids someday that he was part of history. He played for the London Monarchs, who won the very first championship, the World Bowl, in the new league. And Irvin was a big part of that, as he was named the all-world cornerback.
Well, yeah, I played with the London Monarchs, and, you know, we had a good year. We lost 1 game, and, you know, we won the World Bowl. It was good being in London, experiencing a different culture. But it was, you know, altogether it was a good league, and, you know, and I think that the league is going to carry over and do well.
The Monarchs were the crown jewels of the fledgling loop. They had a faithful following, averaging over 40,000 fans a game.
You know, we didn't think that the people over there knew much about the American football, but, you know, they knew what to cheer for and what not to cheer for, what to boo for and what not to boo for. And, you know, and every time we scored, the big cannon, you know, fireworks goes off, and, you know, they sing their little song, and, you know, it was fun. You know, they had a lot of fun.
Irvin played his college ball at Central Florida in Orlando. He was originally drafted by the Denver Broncos in the 5th round of the 1988 draft, but he never cracked the NFL. And now he's out to prove that he can play professional football.
Well, basically, I was just out to prove to the NFL that I could play professionally. You know, going into the NFL young, there was a lot of doubts about my talent. Not my talent. They knew I had the talent, just the ability. You know, to go out there and have the tenacity to do the job and do it well. But I went into the World League and more or less to prove to them that I could compete, you know, and I did a pretty good job. But yeah, I intend on going back in a year or two. You know, I just basically took this year and say, well, I played in the World League, and I go to Canada and play in Canada to prove to them, you know, that I still can play. You know, just that much more added incentive, you know, when you go in and say, well, okay, he's played in the World League, he's played in Canada, he done well in both. So, you know, basically, I haven't shut the door on it. It's just, you know, I felt that this year, coming up to Canada, I would have a better chance of making a team and contributing.
He beat out a talented football player that played in the CFL for a lot of games last year, and he's got the starting spot.
Like all Americans who come north, Irvin is discovering that the CFL is unique.
The end zone part where they kick the ball into the end zone and, you know, and you get a point if you don't bring it out, that was confusing, you know, and some of the, I seen it with a quick kick, you know, you think they're going to run a ball or pass a ball, and the next thing you know, the ball is kicked out, and then you have to go get it. Or if you don't get it, then the guy that's trailing, he can go get it, and it's their ball. And when you punt the ball, the punter is allowed to go get the ball, you know, things like that, you know. I didn't have that explained to me in the beginning. As you see him unfold, then you're like, hey, he can't do that. And, you know, then it dawns on you, yes, he can do that, you know. So, you know, it's been different, and, you know, it's been a learning experience.
Well, the Ticats' number 4 is learning fast. On Thursday night, he was on the hot corner, trying to put the rocket in his pocket. And although he was beaten on this play, Irvin later came back and intercepted a pass.
This goes after Gillis. He gets it away. It's intercepted.
So far, so good for Irvin, but will he be able to survive until November?
How about the schedule? I mean, here it is. The CFL schedule is 18 games. It's tough sometimes. It's hard on players. And you just came off a World League season. Are you a little tired, or are you?
Not right now. I'm young, you know. But no, I haven't felt it so far. You know, that's good, and my body is holding up. You know, when I came over here doing training camp, I had a few injuries. You know, I worked through those, and I feel fine right now, and, you know, things are going pretty well.
This just in, Elvis has been spotted in Albany, New York. Now, you'll know what I'm talking about when you watch this report. And if you're a Ticat fan, you'll also see a familiar face.
Inside the 15 of Porras to Gales, and it's a touchdown, Firebirds.
Pardon me, but inquiring minds would really like to know, is that really Elvis playing quarterback for the Albany Firebirds of the Arena Football League? Well, if he was intent on staying hidden, that might make sense.
We can go together with suspicious minds.
Has it dawned on you yet that this might even be Tony Orlando in drag? No, this is the ultimate in wandering minstrels. Tom Porras is Mr. Acronym. 6 years in the CFL, a couple in the USFL, a tryout here and there in the NFL, and now with the AFL, appearing at an arena near you, always with a guitar nearby.
Yeah, everywhere I've played football, I've played music, and I try to get the team together and draw the team closer together and get them off the field, get them out of meetings, and have a good time with my music.
More than a love survive, I'll dry the tears from your...
Former University of Washington All-American who led Hamilton to the Grey Cup championship in the mid-'80s, who leads the Arena League in passing now, who leads his team in rushing, despite the fact that wise men say only fools rush in, and leads the band afterwards, something he started very young.
I started playing the guitar when I was 8 years old, and before then we'd designed cardboard guitars, and we used to pretend we would sing. We're the early Stone Age Milli Vanillis, and we put the records on and play in front of little kids. They didn't know any better. I get a satisfaction from both, and I like being on stage. I like entertaining people. So if I can do it on the football field, I like to do it in the nightclubs, restaurants.
And when the end is near, and he faces football's curtain,
I'm trying to set myself up for long-range goal of maybe coming back out east and doing a little circuit and getting more known for my music. And of course, I'll be coaching after I'm through playing, and I don't plan to be through playing in the near future. I plan to play next year, hopefully in the Arena League, and if not, maybe some other leagues.
If not the Knickerbocker Arena, then perhaps the Palace. Jim Huber, CNN Sports.
That's the show for this week. We'll see you again next Saturday on Football This Week.